Hey guys, the company OnePlus have announced their first smartphone device. It's called the OnePlus One, and I wanted to make a video here talking you through some of the specs and just my thoughts on the device. Now, firstly, I just want to come out and say that this is a really impressive device, and here's a few reasons why. Firstly, it comes with CyanogenMod straight out the box, so you have a very clean, bloat-free version of Android running, and not to mention the fact that it's going to be more customizable than something like the Nexus 5 straight out the box because, you know, it's CyanogenMod, it's a custom ROM, it has a lot more features, so that's pretty sweet. You've got the best of both worlds. Secondly are the specifications for this device. We'll talk about them in a bit more detail later on in the video, but I can tell you it's just top of the line. It really is impressive. And thirdly is the price. It gives you this amazing package for a stupidly low price. It's really hard to not buy this device just because of, you know, the price. It's that low. But let's go ahead and talk about the design here. It's a pretty understated design. It's basically a slab. It does actually look really good. You do have capacitive buttons here. The back button is on the right hand side, which always bugs me, but the good thing about this device is you can toggle these off and turn on screen buttons, so that's a good feature there. And the screen size is 5.5 inches, so it is kind of big. It's actually bordering on that phablet size. It's not quite as wide as something like the Note 3, but it is a little bit taller. So if you do have small hands, you're really going to struggle reaching to that top status bar right there. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and check out the specs. Okay, so I'm just going to go through some of the main specifications here. We'll start off with the CPU. It comes with the Snapdragon 801 processor clocked at 2.5 gigahertz, and yes, that is the exact same one that's in the Samsung Galaxy S5. That's also coupled with the Adreno 330 GPU, again clocked at the highest available frequency, 578 megahertz. And to top that all off, it also comes with 3 gigabytes of RAM. That's an extra gig over the HTC One M8 and the Galaxy S5, the top of the line flagships right now. And it also comes with very fast memory as well. So this whole device should absolutely fly. Multitasking is going to be an absolute breeze, and you can really see they've spared no expense on the specs here. It's top of the line right now and some. It's really impressive. Storage wise, you've got options for 16 and 64 gigabyte models. It also comes with a massive 3100 milliamp hour battery. That is absolutely huge, especially coupled with the very efficient Snapdragon 801. This should give you all day battery life with very heavy usage, so very impressive there, guys. Moving over to the display, it comes with a 5.5 inch 1080p display. In my opinion, for me at least, that's a little bit too big. It's kind of on that phablet border. It's going to be pretty hard to use this one-handed and reach the top of that status bar. We'll have to see exactly what the form factor is like when people get these in review units and all that sort of stuff. 401 ppi, and it has Gorilla Glass 3. In terms of the camera, it's a 13 megapixel Sony sensor. It has a wide aperture of f2.0, 5 megapixel front facing camera. It's capable of shooting 4K video, and you can also have slow motion at 720p and 120 frames per second, so it has really awesome features. And scrolling down here, we don't have an SD card slot. I know that's a deal breaker for some people, but unfortunately we don't have one. We do obviously have an LED notification light. It also uses micro SIM. And lastly, we've got the price, and you can just see here it's absolutely mind-blowing. You've got the 16 gigabyte model for $299 off contract. That's around £229 in the UK, which is just crazy. If you want more space, you can go for the 64 gigabyte model, which is $349, again equivalent to around £269. Both of those are crazy low prices. You're getting top of the line flagship hardware that's in the Galaxy S5 and the M8, but you're getting it for basically under half the price. That's how crazy the price is for this device. It pretty much makes it an insta-buy. Now, in terms of actually the availability, that's where things get a little bit more complicated. This is not a device you can just walk into the shop and buy. It's not even a device you can just type in a website and click the buy button. It's more complicated than that. Firstly, it's being released on the 25th, and that's only for the first 100 people that are willing to smash up their previous devices, and then they can buy it for $1 right here. It's kind of a promotion thing they're doing. After that, it's basically invite only, and I'm a little bit confused on how this works, but essentially you have to sign up, then I guess you get randomly selected, or maybe it's first come first serve on the invites, and if you have an invite, you're basically definitely going to be able to buy a device. If you don't have an invite, you can't. If your friend gets one, he can then kind of give you an invite, and then you can get one. That's basically how they're doing it. I'm not sure if they're going to open this up to just be standard click and buy. I really hope they do, because the price is just killer, and it really does. You know, if this was available to buy right now, I probably would have, because, you know, it's only around £229 in the UK, which is just ridiculous. That's just so low. Now, in terms of my thoughts on the device, you can't doubt that the hardware is absolutely fantastic, and it's an absolute steal for the price as well. The screen size is a little bit big for my hands, but that's just my opinion. You know, I have kind of small hands, and 5.5 inches is going to be kind of tall to reach that status bar. It may make it a little bit uncomfortable. I don't quite know, but availability is the next annoying thing for me. It's going to be really hard to get this device, a lot like the Oppo devices, which are really hard to actually get a hold of, and therefore they kind of, you know, take a back seat over the Nexus 5 and the Galaxy S5 and all that stuff, which is really easy, readily available. So that's something we'll have to see what happens a little bit later on, but nonetheless, very impressive here from OnePlus. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Peace out.